Hi everyone, so again welcome back to our channel or to our class, Human Behavior and Victimology. So last video, we tackled about the chronological important events in victimology. Okay, so today we're going to discuss the key concept naman in victimology. So what are the concept or the key concept in victimology? So the term victims, so this one, the victim has its root in early religious notion of suffering, sacrificing, and death. So the concept of victim is well known in Asian civilization, especially in Babylonia and Palestine, Greece, and Rome. So in each of the civilization, the law mandated that the victim be recognized as a person who deserved to be made whole against by the offender. Okay, so next is the crime victim. So a crime victim is isang siyang tao or a person who has been physically, financially, or emotionally injured and or had their property taken or damaged by someone committing the crime. Okay, so victimogenesis refers to the origin, pinagsimulan, or cause ng victimization. So the constellation of variables that cause the victimization to occur. When we talk about naman victim precipitation, so a victimization where the victim cause in part or totally their victimization. So pwedeng sila yung nag-trigger, sila yung naging cause, meron silang contribution, kaya sila halimbawa na um, naging biktima. Okay? For example, during the road rage, halimbawa, pinagmumura niya yung nakagitgitan niya sa trapiko. So, ito namang isa ay uminit din yung ulo, binarel or something, 'di ba? So, kaya niya siya binarel is gawa din nung biktima. Okay? So, nagkaroon siya ng naging, ano ang tawag sa, prinovoke yan. Prinovoke niya yung suspect. So, that is victim precipitation. Okay, next. So when we talk about the vulnerability, it is the physical, psychological, social, material, or financial condition whereby a person or an object has weakness, kahinaan, that could render them to become a victim. If another person or a person would recognize this weakness, so they can take advantage of them. So pag sinabi natin class vulnerability, okay, she is nakalink sa weakness, kahinaan ng isang tao, okay? So, ano yung example ng vulnerability kaya nagiging biktima ang isang tao? Halimbawa, in terms of psychological, nakakaranas ng sexual abuse ang isang tao. For example, si Nene is 32 years old na at siya ay na-report na meron siyang um, sexual abuse ng kanyang kapitbahay, for example. So, dahil weakness ito, kasi nga, for example, ang mental capacity ni Nene is parang pang 5 years old pa lang. Mental ability niya is for 5 years old. So, therefore, may psychological vulnerability siya or sa madaling sabi, mentally, hindi siya nakakapag-isip ng naaayon sa edad niya. So, tinake advantage ito ni kapitbahay dahil yun yung kahinaan niya, hindi siya pumalag. 'Di ba? So, it can be a vulnerability. Pwede din physical, sa pangangatawan, yung bata, 'di ba, inabuso, kasi mahina sila, binugbog, di makakalaban. Social, material, and financial condition. So, next po is general victim. When we talk about naman the general victim, it is a person who has been physically, financially, or emotionally injured and or had their property taken or damaged by someone, an event, an organization, or a natural phenomena. So generally victim. Sa mga biktima ito, somehow physically, financially, pagdating sa finances, emotionally, na-injured sila or nakuhaan or na-damage yung property nila by an event, for example, ay sunog. General victim yon. O kaya naman is yung calamity, di ba, yung nakaraan lang, yung nagbagyo, na baha. So that is general victim. Okay, so ang kasunod po natin is victimization. So the concept of victimization refers to an event where a person, pwede ding community or isang institution are damaged or injured significantly. So those person who are impacted by a person or event suffering a violation of rights or significant disruption of their well-being is called or is the victimization. Okay, so yung biktima itself. So next is the victimology. So the victimology is an academic scientific discipline that studied data that describe phenomena and the causal relationship between or related to victimization. So this include victim experience, aftermath, pagkatapos ng isang event or ng isang tragedy. So ano yung uh, nangyari or naranasan ng isang biktima, and their action of society in response to the victimology. So maganda siyang study if you're going to write your research na, since kung meron iba dito mag-research writing na. So, pwede siyang study, maganda siyang study, yung pag-aaralan mo what is the behavior or experiences ng isang biktima when it comes to pwedeng tragedy, pwedeng biktima siya ng kalamidad or biktima siya ng specific cases, pagnanakaw, o kaya naman is pang-aabuso. Okay? Again, next is abuse of power. So, it is a violation of a national or international standard in the use of organized powerful forces, such as a person injured physically, mentally, emotionally, economically, or their rights as directed, and intentional results of misapplication of these forces. For example, you are a person in power, you're a police na already, and then you practiced your power in abusive way. Halimbawa is kinulong mo ng walang sapat na reklamo or evidences ang isang tao dahil lang nasa authority ka, galit ka sa kanya at kaya mong gawin yun. So, that is abuse of power. So, it's a violation sa national and international standard when it comes to um, organized forces or powerful forces. So, hindi lang siya when it comes to law enforcement, pwede din siya politically. Okay, so we can, or pwede din siya a person kung saan meron siyang kapangyarihan or power to do so. Okay? So, pwede din yung employer, okay, naabuso niya yung mga employee, hindi niya binabayaran ng tax, so that is abuse of power. Okay? Victim recovery. So, the victim recovery is the process through the victim which the victim of crime heal and regain a sense of normalcy in their life. So, syempre, pag naging biktima ka ng isang krimen or naabuso ka, so, pag gusto mo lang bumalik sa normal, yung normal um, na ginagawa mo everyday life. So, pag dumating na yun sa point, yung sense ng normalcy mo, na bumalik na sa dating ginagawa mo, normal na ang lahat. So, that is victim recovery. Doon mo palang masasabi na naka-recover na si victim. Child abuse. Okay, so ito naman alam naman nating lahat. The physical, emotional, or sexual mistreatment or neglect. Okay, neglect ha, ibig sabihin ay kapabayaan of a child by a caregiver or other person. So, child abuse ang tawag doon. Sa Amerika, napra-practice talaga yung neglect of a child. Halimbawa, iniwan nung isang parents or caregiver yung isang bata sa bahay for 10 days dahil magbabakasyon siya. Okay? So, namatay yung bata. So, that is a child abuse. Okay? So, any physical, emotional, sexual, or neglect sa isang bata ng kanyang magulang or yung nag-aalaga sa kanya is child abuse. Okay? Okay, so the victim offender mediation, or the VOM, the BOM, is a restorative justice process where the victim and offender meet to discuss the impact of the crime and work toward a mutually agreeable resolution. So this time naman, pag sinabi mong victim offender mediation, binibigyan natin ng chance na mag-usap ng ang parehas party, so the victim itself and the offender, para magkaroon sila ng mutual agreeable resolution or kasunduan na halimbawa, ititigil na or hindi na isasampa ang kaso sa isang kondisyon na ganito ang ating gagawin. Ganyan. So, ito din yung tinatawag sa atin na areglo. Okay, so ang key concept doon sa victimology is the victim offender, mediation. Okay, so next is the restorative justice. So restorative justice is a system of criminal justice that focus on the rehabilitation of the offender through reconciliation with the victim and the community. So this one naman is nakafocus naman yung justice system or criminal justice system natin sa rehabilitation naman ng offender, yung nagkasala, okay? Or yung nagkasala dun sa biktima sa pamagitan ng reconciliation sa victim or pagbabati, okay? Or pagkakasundo ng offender and the victim itself doon sa buong community. That is restorative justice para sa hindi na maulit yung nangyari. Okay? So next is the victim trauma. So from the word itself, trauma. So that is the psychological and emotional distress experienced by individual who have suffered from harm or injury as a result of a crime. So right after, 'di ba, ng isang krimen, that is very traumatizing sa isang biktima. So pwede magkaroon siya ng anxiety, emotional distress, or psychological, or pwede din mag-suffer siya sa harm or injury na nag-result sa crime. Ano ba, hindi na siya nakalakad, so that is a trauma already. Puwede hindi na siya makakita or hindi na okay yung kanyang pagtulog, so that is emotional distress, 'di ba, and psychological distress, okay? So that is a victim trauma. After nung crime, after nung crime, nagkaroon siya ng trauma, okay? Yung biktima. Okay, so crisis intervention is an immediate and short-term assistance is provided to the individual experiencing a crisis to help stabilize their situation and reduce the impact of the crisis. So crisis intervention is an action plan or an action provided to the victim para magkaroon sila or ma-stabilize nila or ma-balance nila yung situation para ma-reduce, mabawasan yung impact ng crisis na nangyari sa kanila. So next is the compensation. So compensation, this one is a financial reimbursement provided to the victim of a crime by the state to cover the expense resulting from the crime. So pag sinabi nating compensation, so ito is financial reimbursement. Okay, so ibig sabihin kung magkano yung nagastos mo or yung o yung mga danyos, for example, kailangan i-provide yun, reimbursement provide to the victim. So, bibigay yun sa victim ng krimen by the state. Sinong magbibigay? Yung state, okay? Halimbawa, ano man state? Estado. Okay? O halimbawa ay government. Okay, the government agency. Okay, sila yung magpro-provide ng financial reimbursement dun sa biktima para ma-cover yung expenses dahil dun sa krimen ah, dahil sa krimen na kasangkot sila, okay, or by a crime. Okay? So next po is restitution. So this is a court order payment by the offender to a victim for a harm caused by the criminal act. So this one naman po is court order na siya. Sinasabi na ng court or ng husgado na bayaran ng offender yung biktima dahil nga sa ginawa niyang harmful or criminal act. Okay? So for the first in the first place naman wala namang mangyayaring ganito na na danyos if wala namang krimen or crime na nangyari. So kaya pinapabayaran ng Korte Suprema or ng court sa offender kung ano man yung mga danyos na nagawa dito sa biktima. That is restitution. Okay, kasunod po is victim survey. So victim survey naman is a research method used to collect data on the experiences and perception of the victim regarding the crime and the criminal justice system. So ito survey lang. So meron kang research instrument. So gagamit ka nun to collect the data. Okay, ano ba yung experience ng isang biktima? Or ano yung perception niya, naisip niya, or yung experiences, di ba, of the victim regarding this crime, okay, dun sa krimen na na-involve siya. At ano yung perception niya, experiences niya dun sa criminal justice system. Mabilis ba? Agad ba siyang nabigyan ng tulong or nabigyan ng hustisya yung yung ginawa sa kanya? So that is a victim survey. So you can do this as a research if you're a fourth year student now or you're going to write your research study. Okay? So next is victim's right. So victim right is a legal right and protection afforded to individual who have suffered harm as a result of criminal activity. So, karapatan to ng mga legal right ng mga biktima na magkaroon sila ng protection sa afforded to individual who has suffered harm. Okay? So, next is forensic victimology. For the forensic victimology naman is the study of the victim. Pinag-aaralan ng forensic victimology yung mga biktima to understand the relationship between the victim itself and the offender and other context of the crime. Kasi 'di ba minsan yung mga biktima or yung mga offender kilala nila, yung mga victim kilala nila yung mga offender. So minsan nga kamag-anak pa nila. So the relationship or the dynamic of their relationship toward each other. Bakit nagkaroon ng ganitong ah, pangyayari or when it involves to involved to a crime. So next is the sanctity of victimhood. So this is the principle that recognize and respect the inherent dignity and suffering of a victim. So ibig sabihin, this sanctity of victimhood is kinikilala nito yung um, respeto na dapat at ibigay na dignidad dun sa biktima kasi nga siya yung biktima, siya yung kawawa. Kailangan is meron tayong respect and ibigay natin yung respeto at dignidad, ibalik natin sa kanya. Okay? So, next is victim prone. So, this is refers to individual or group who are more likely to become a victim of a crime due to a certain vulnerabilities or circumstances. So this one naman, victim prone is um, prone ka na maging biktima. Isang individual, if you're a person, so isang individual o kaya naman group of person likely to become a victim due to certain vulnerabilities or a crime. Okay? So that is the key concept in victimology. So if you understand or you like this video, kindly comment down your suggestion if ever you have any suggestion in a comment section or down below. And our next topic is about the key figures naman in victimology. Sino-sino yung mga tao na involved or sino yung mga key figures na nag-coin ng victimology or malaki ang influence sa victimology. Okay? So, yun lang and marami pong salamat.